Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and today we are here for a shortlist prediction list for the Booker Prize for 2025. So let's get into it, shall we? Well, good morning or good evening everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I prattle on about the books that I think are going to be on the shortlist. Okay, bearing in mind that this is the first time I've ever read the Booker long list, ever. Okay, I've read books off the Booker list, but it's generally, you know, a winner, something that people are raving about. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I know Safekeep because that was on the Women's Prize this year as well. I've read that. That was on last year's, and I have seen a lot of people talking about the different books and you know, heard what they've got to say and all that sort of stuff. So here I am, stepping out of my comfort zone, which is the Women's Prize, into the Booker. And I'm going to do a short list prediction. I didn't do a long list prediction because I didn't know I was going to be doing this, this series this month. But anyway, here I am. So I have collated everything together and I've got some notes here and I've just got a quick little blurb. And this is what I think. So this is going to be what I think will actually be on the short list after much consideration. And going backwards and forwards in my own mind, I finally narrowed it down. So I have, basically, I've got 6 here, and I actually have a 7th one, but anyway, because I really wanted to be there. But anyway, I think that the following books are going to be on the shortlist. So we'll see how many I get right. So the first one we're going to talk about, obviously, was the first book that I read off the list, which was The South. I was lucky enough to get this as a NetGalley ARC. I got the audio for this one, but subsequently I went and got the ebook as well. So I did some immersive reading with this one, and I really liked it. I really liked how it was set up and the way it just delved into the story. And it was just, you know, the backdrop of Malaysia, rural Malaysia, was also, you know, quite playing heavily into it as well. Also, this is by Tash Orr, I think is how you pronounce her last name, and I just thought it was you know, really well done. I just really enjoyed it. Sadly though, I don't know whether I would want to have this on the list because it means I'm committed to reading another 4 books, another 3 books when it comes out, because there'll be 4 in this one. So, but it is on. I think it will make the list. I just thought, you know, like maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, these are fun. They're fun to do, and I always second guess myself and all the rest of it. Of course, I really do truly believe that Sea Scraper is going to be on it, by Benjamin Wood. It's a strong contender for sure. I love the atmosphere in this. I love the layers in it. It is just really good. Like as I said in my review, and that's why I'm not going into great depth of them, I'll list up the playlist down below. You can go and check out all my videos, because I did individual videos for each book. And so basically this one, I could feel the coldness as I was reading it. I was so drawn into this story, and it's such a short book, and it was just so impactful for me. And I really truly believe that it's going to be on there. Benjamin Wood just knows how to describe something, and it just drew me into the story, and I just stayed there until I finished and turned the last page. So it was absolutely fantastic. So I think that will be on there. Number 3 for my choosing is Flesh by David Zaslay. Anyway, I was saying it. Zaslay, I think is how you pronounce their last name anyway. This one is very likely to be on there because I feel like I believe this author has also been a Booker finalist as well, so there's a bit of that. But this one really challenged my thinking around masculinity, and as I said in my review, I felt like when I was reading the book and the penny sort of dropped, like, this man is doing the best that he can without having a male role model in his life, and that's what I took away from the book. I'm sure that other people have taken other things away from it, but that's sort of my taking on it. And so the story made sense to me then once that idea came into my head. Whether or not the author was trying to do that, I just felt it was powerfully written. It was a little bit unsettling with things that were happening in it. There was some, what I would consider, you know, dark moments between relationships and stuff like that. But overall, I thought it was brilliantly executed in the end. And I just really liked it. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it because I had accidentally heard other people talking about it. Normally I avoid it, but it was mixed in and I was listening to it without even thinking. And excuse me. And this one I didn't think I was going to like, but I struggled with the writing at first, and I, you know, like, because there was a lot of the way it was written was a little bit struggling for me. I'll just leave it there. You can go watch my review, but I just feel like that this one is going to be in there. You're going to hear me say, go watch my review. I go into more depth in them and all the rest of it. Okay, number 4. I think that this is going to be on here. I had a quirky time with this one. Like, it was great. Like, really, what's not to love? You've got an author that inserts herself into the book, which I forgot to say in my review. A major point, I missed over that. By the time I recorded it, I'm like, oh well. You know, you've got an author that inserts herself into her book. And you've got endangered snails, you've got a kidnapping, you've got the seriousness of the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, and then you've also got mail-order brides, like the romantic industry in the Ukraine. And so, you know, where we've got Westerners coming over to marry Ukrainian women, and the main female characters in this, which are centered around the kidnapping, basically the narrative plays out with them. But as I said, the author also inserts themselves into the book as well. So it's very interesting in that aspect. For no other reason, you should pick it up for that reason. The next one I'm going to talk about, which I gushed over this book, and, you know, I had to put it on here, and that is Flashlight by Susan Choi. I've just got all my notes here so I don't forget the authors' names and whatnot. So, this book played with memory and identity and cross-cultural identity as well. And, you know, we had things that were happening in, you know, like they were quietly talking about the things that were happening in North Korea back in the day, and all of that sort of stuff. And just, you know, the struggles that sometimes mothers and daughters have, and, you know, how a major incident, which you will know from the reviews and also from the synopsis, is that Louisa, the main character, is found on a beach soaked through, and her father is missing, presumed dead, drowned, because he can't swim, but she could, and that's why they think that has happened. And the story sort of just grows out from there. But then what I really liked about this was we had these main characters, which was Louisa, her father Cirque, we had Tobias, we also had Anne, and these were the main players, the 4 main players. We had other characters as well, but as we went into each point of view, you felt like that this character was now coming to the forefront to be the main character, and it was just really well done, and I really enjoyed it. Plus it was historical fiction, and you know that's my jam. All right, number 6. I think that, and I know, like, it's a chunker of a book, and a lot of people probably haven't read it yet or struggled with it. And so this one, I feel like, is a very strong contender for sure. It's sweeping, it's ambitious, it's cross-continental, it's cultural weight, and basically it's just a great story to absorb yourself in. And when I say cross-continental, we've got US and we've got in India as well, and we're looking at the two cultures as they somewhat collide. And we've also got the aspect of, you know, 2 main characters coming together, and, you know, the loneliness that they're feeling, the loss that they're feeling from their country and all that sort of stuff, the disconnect they have in their new country and all of that sort of stuff. So they are my top 6 that I think will be on the list. Okay, so this is what I think the judges are going to pick. So the South, Sea Scraper, Flesh, Endlings, Flashlight, and the loneliness of Sunny Share, as I like to call it, but it's Sonia and Sunny by Kieran Desai. So I do have one that I think might push one of these out, and if it's going to push anything out, it'll probably be the loneliness of Sonia and Sunny. I think Love Forms by Claire Adams. This was emotionally powerful book that was looking at the story from a mature woman, 58, who had, when she was 16, given up her child for adoption, and that loss that she felt throughout her life, and how that shaped her life in many ways, and also the people around her. And so I feel like, you know, this might just pip out, because we've always got to have one that might pip one out, right? So I just feel like this one might pip out the loneliness of Sonia and Sunny by Kieran Desai. So either way, if Sonia and Sunny end up in there, or Love Forms end up in there, I'll be very happy. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm going. Now, I have a wish list, of course, and I also have this here. So a lot of this is the same. The only difference is I think that the South is definitely going to be one that I want to reread this, because I feel like I will pull more out of it. And that's what I've sort of looked at. The books that I've got on here are ones that I want to reread. Okay, so that's why they've gone on there, because it means that I'm going to pull more out of it. So yeah, so I've got the South on there. I've got Sea Scraper on there, of course. It was one of my favorites of the. I've got Flesh. Surprisingly enough, I do actually have Flesh on here. I have Endlings, I have Flashlight, and I have Love Loms. Okay, so very similar to what the book has, because these were all, in my opinion, top-notch books, and all the books that when I finished reading them, I closed them and I'm like, you know what, I would love to revisit this. You know, and that's the thing that you have when you're reading, you get a long list and then you're reading the whole thing, you haven't read any throughout the year or anything, you're reading them quite fast, and there's some books that you know what, I'd revisit this one. I feel like I'd pull more out of it, and that's why all of these ended up on my list. So, I think that they're two very solid lists. There's only the one difference. Of course, I had to mention Love Forms in the first part. Who do I think is going to win? Now, that's a tricky one. So I have been umming and ahhing about this, and I would like to see Sea Scraper win. And I don't think I'm going to come in with a prediction for the winner. I mean, I could, because, you know, there'll be a lot of chitter-chatter between now and the end, and that would be something that would be swayed by things that I'm reading and all that sort of stuff from different reviewers throughout YouTube and Instagram and places like that. So I feel like these are a solid two lists that I've got, and I would really love to see Sea Scraper get up for the win. But, you know, I'm not fully in the judge's mind at this point. This is my first soiree into the Booker list, and so I don't know how well I'm going to do, and I would love to hear your predictions down below. So I'm going to leave a comment down there for you to remind you to drop a comment. Let me know what your predictions are, what your favorite book was off the list. Try not to do too many spoilers, because there are some that don't read anything until the shortlist comes out. So yeah, don't try to keep it spoiler free. But yeah, tell me what your favorite was and the reasoning why. That you really liked it, because I love to hear what other people have got to say. And of course, don't forget to check out the playlist underneath this video in the description to all the individual books if you want to learn more about them. I talk about them in depth. Not too much, not too long, just, you know, short videos this time about how I was feeling about it, what I got out of it, what I thought the themes were, and all that sort of stuff. So that list is down below. You can go and check all of that out. All 13 books that were on the long list is in that playlist as well, as will this be. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what you've all got to say about it. But that is it from me today. Thank you so much for being with me on this Booker journey. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot about my reading tastes and what works for me and what doesn't work for me from these books. So that's always a great journey when you've learned something. So again, thank you so much for being on this journey. If you've watched my videos, thank you. If you're about to watch my videos, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you that have left me comments and encouragement throughout my journey as well. But as I said, that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day no matter where you are. And remember, keep turning those pages, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.